Hi everyone, Aviator Sim here. Welcome back to episode 2 of our Skypark series. We are currently in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. We'll be flying down to Stevensville, Maryland today, and we will be taking photo lab equipment down to Maryland today. We already have it loaded onto the plane, so I'm just going to click Plan Flight in the Conduit app, and it's going to take us to Yo Flight. And everything looks set. I already clicked fly, so we should be all set. I'm just going to minimize this and start up the TBM, and then I will taxi to the active. Right, we just want to turn the crash bar on, battery coming on. We can put our nav light on. Now I'm just going to hold the starter for a couple seconds till the propeller starts spinning. There we go, looks good.
Okay.
So roll the throttle into low idle. Autopilot trims coming on. Fuel tank selector on auto, that's where I want it. Generator coming on. Right, throwing this into high idle. Cruising altitude is going to be 5,000 feet, so we can change that. The TBM, I like to put my vertical speed or start it out at 1500 and adjust depending on how I feel we're doing when we take off. The show separator coming on. I'm going to throw the pitot heats on. Don't forget about the bleed. We're going to put the bleed on auto. And we can turn nav on, turn this to CDI. Right, we look good to go. Just gonna turn our taxi light on. Alright, looks like we're all set to taxi. Pretty tight fit here. We got a building over there. We got a fuel truck and tower right there. So I'm just gonna taxi out here and make a U-turn and come back this way, and then taxi to the runway for takeoff. And as always, I'm definitely hitting this Marshall. I feel sorry for those guys. Almost every flight, I hit one or two of them. Beautiful morning flight that we gonna have here. And why are there cars right there? Odd. There we go, so I hit him once, and in order to fit between these, I'm gonna hit him again. Sorry, dude. Nothing personal. Right, cleared for takeoff, runway 6. Put my parking brake on. Just gonna put down a set of flaps. Build up a little speed before letting the brake go right here. Pretty short runway. Alright, parking brake off. Still holding the brake. Throttle coming up. When I get it to 40%, 40%, letting go of the brake. There we go, takeoff power set. And we're rotating at 85. Maybe sooner. Here we go, rotate. Ah, just made it. Alright, tap the brakes. Gear coming up. Let's not hit these trees. Flaps coming up. And let's make a right turn out to the southeast. Ironically, this is my first flight in Canada in the sim also. And again, just like last time, first time in Alabama, I credit that to Skypark. If it was up to me, I would have never found this airport in Guelph, Ontario. Never. Alright, we're gonna straighten out. Gonna throw that autopilot on, and we are looking good. Right, as we climb to our cruising altitude and straighten out with our flight plan, I'm just gonna bring up the tablet for Skypark and click this button, see where we are. Right, here we are. Took off runway 6. So for this flight, it gives us information on the highest obstacle, which is along our route, which is 2,300 feet. Should be no factor for us since we'll be cruising at 5,000. And also, it suggests the type of aircraft to fly for this. So we could have either flown the piston aircraft, but I decided to go with the turboprop, which is this TBM 930. I like how they give you aerial views of the airports that you're departing from and landing at. It was definitely a big help last time because the runway I was landing at had 4 runways that were 1,000 feet in length each, and that was the first time I saw that, and I didn't realize that until I clicked the picture and I saw that. So I love that feature. But just overall, this is a great add-on for a sim that looks this good. And especially if you're into GA flying and all of that, this is perfect. Right, let's minimize this. We're at our cruising altitude, 5,000 feet, and since we're at 5,000 feet in the TBM, I just want to turn off the initial separator. I only turn that on below 5,000 feet. I forgot to turn on my landing light, but we don't need it, though we're below 10,000 feet. No need for the landing light to be on. We're not going through clouds or anything. If the weather changes, then I'll turn that back on, but no need to have that on right now. We're cruising, so I'm just going to bring the torque back to 70, between 75 and 78 is where I like it. Alright, we are officially at our cruising altitude, so I will see you guys when it's time to descend. I'll see you in a little bit. Hi everyone, welcome back. A lot more cloud coverage compared to when we took off from Ontario. We are 43 nautical miles from Stevensville, Maryland, and it's about 10 minutes away. So what I'm going to start doing now is descending. But first, I just want to hit this back button and go down. I just want to see the elevation of Stevensville, which is 10 feet. So I'm just going to start my descent down to 2,000 feet for right now, and we will go from there. All right, let me minimize this. And altitude down to 2,000. Want to pull back on the throttle a bit. Vertical speed. Let's try out 1,300 on the vertical speed. Throttle's where I want it, and now I'm just going to throw on my landing lights. Right, 34 nautical miles, 9 minutes. And I'm just going to be landing on runway 11. And let's go back out here. I just want to see how long runway 11 is. Okay, 2,689 feet. That is perfect. So maybe when we get about under 20 nautical miles from the airport, I'm just going to switch to heading mode and direct us out this way so we can come into have a better approach into the airport. Because right now it's set up for us to fly directly over the airport, and that's not what we want. And we will be passing over Baltimore soon. Alright, we're under 20 nautical miles. We're at 18 nautical miles, about 5 minutes away. Just going to turn our heading knob out to the southwest a little. Going to select heading. It's going to take us out this way. And again, I'm just trying to line us up better with the runway. So I might have us go out to the southwest a little more. There we go, that looks a little better. So I'm going out that way. Right, I can start pulling back on this throttle. We're now on the approach. We've been cleared to land on runway 11. Love having this tablet set up here. I saw comments saying that maybe we should have the tablet on the yoke or in the plane like they have in the Zebo and the Airbus in X-Plane. But I'm definitely a fan of having it like this. I can see it better. First set of flaps coming out. Alright, and I'm just going to take off the autopilot. Right, I can hand fly this in, and I believe I see the runway up ahead. These flashing lights right here, I'm pretty sure that's the runway. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. I could be totally off on that, but I believe it's the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Let's lose some of that throttle. All right, looking good. Right, runway is officially in sight. Let's pull back on this throttle. Oh, great sight there. There's cars driving in the water. All right. Okay. That is hilarious. Alright, let's minimize this. Just going to put my gear down, and that's going to create a good amount of drag in this TBM. Gear down, second set of flaps down. And I'm shooting for 95 knots. Alright, we're on the glide slope. Pretty short runway, so just gotta make sure we make sure our approach is good. And we should be fine right here. Alright, power coming out. Here we are flaring. Here we go, beautiful touchdown. Welcome to Bay Bridge. Drop off photo lab equipment to complete. Will do, as long as you pay me. Alright, let's make a right out here. Taxi to the ramp. Flaps coming up. Landing light off, strobe off. Yeah, I can't say enough how much I love that Skypark puts me at airports that I've never heard of and would have never flown to in the simulator. Like, this is a really cool airport. Spot right here. Let's just pull up. Throttle out. Alright, off, and now I'm just gonna hit deliver. And we have completed another job. Our bank balance is up to $726. We gained some XP and good karma. Just gonna close this and we can minimize out of this. I just want to thank you guys for joining me on episode 2. Like I said on episode 1, this is gonna be a pretty long series because I definitely love the Skypark by Parallel 42. I will see you guys on episode 3. Thanks again and enjoy the rest of your day.